So today's Monday. It's Memorial Day. We're here wrapping. It's just now 8:30. I have step out. I have 2 loads staggered that I stacked. Actually, I brought in the first load. Wes loaded me, and then he rode back with me. Unloaded it real quick. That's these bales here. He got back with the second load, and then those are those bales there. After I unloaded the first load, I put the bucket on, mixed up feed, put feed out, put the fork back on, and I was just parking the wagon when he pulled up with the second load. And so I unloaded the second load, and then I had to set out silage bales, which they're all sitting over at the commodity barn. Brandon got me 2 boxes of plastic because I'm about to run out, and I'm just going to get started wrapping just now. And the third load should be here any minute. So that's where we are right now. We're gonna get started. Alright, we're a little over an hour into it, and we are down to our last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bales out of the 86 bales that were brought in. This trailer was missing 1 bale. Should have had 87 altogether. But maybe what they did was try to get 3 full loads. But it must have came up a little short. But that's fine. So on this video, I'm going to do a very minimal amount of editing. Just because I am extremely tired. The previous video was the Saturday 17-hour time lapse. So we did that on Saturday, and then Sunday was closer to like 18 hours, and then we're at like 16 hours right now. So for today, let's see, yesterday on Sunday we finished the 125 acre field across town. It made let's see, it made 197 bales in the 2 days there, Saturday and Sunday all together. And what we had done is, back April 21st and I think it was April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, we cut and baled there and made let me think. I think it was 174 bales on those 3 days. Anyway, and then we got a little bit of rain, at least a couple inches, and then we jumped over, I think a week later, and did those two fields that the guys down the road, they weren't going to be able to get to it, so they asked us if we wanted it. And then after that, the bottom fell out, and we got all kinds of rain. I think it rained for, I lost track, 12 to 14 inches in 2 weeks or so. So just now got back out on it again, and there was probably a whole 5 acres or so that we couldn't do on that 125 acre field, just because it's too wet. A couple little potholes here and there, and there's a few places that are notoriously wet that I think everybody's been stuck in at least once. I know I've buried a few tractors there over the years, some from being stupid, but anyway. In the back corner, there's a good 2 or 3 acres that that stays really wet, so we'll just end up cleaning them off next time. We'll probably, why am I not steering? Probably the next time we get out there on second cutting, those places we'll end up just cutting them and baling them dry, and then using them for plugs, since they'll be pretty nasty bales. But my point was, the first cutting, or the cutting that we did on April 21st, 2nd, and 3rd, we ended up doing 174 bales, but that ended up growing all back, and it was, I mean, probably protein-wise, it was pretty high in protein. And then the stuff that we didn't get to was probably, you know, pretty low, 11-12% protein would be my guess. Let's see here. Let me get out through here. Yeah. Anyway, so all together, because of that 40-50 acres that we got the first cutting, or first part of it, you know, we redid it all, so it ended up making 371 bales altogether. And then so today, on Monday, we went and well, actually this morning everybody kind of stayed here. Jason had him haul manure. You know, I did the normal stuff, feeding and moving. I had to move some heifers, and I put out some mineral for them, for the bred heifers. I don't really remember what else I did, but then, so right after lunch, we all loaded up and went out to the hayfield across town and got the 2 balers and the 2 mowers and drove them to another hayfield right over here. It's only a couple miles down the road on Highway 64. It's about a 60-acre field. By the time we got there with the tractors, I think it had to be about 2:30. And so we cut, me and Wes, my dad, my father, we cut for a good 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Cut at least about half of it, I would say. And then about an hour into our cutting it, Jason and Jeremy, my 2 brothers, Jeremy's the younger one and Jason's the older one, they started baling, and then they baled the 3 loads. I left a little bit early, got back to the barn. I had to put out feed for group 4, and then I got the truck and went to the hayfield, got the first load. Wes rode back with me, and there we unloaded it up there, and then he went back and got the other 2 loads, while I stayed here and fed and did all the other stuff. So here's the last bale going in, and let's see what time it is. 9:42. So we'll let that bale wrap. So as of yesterday, you can see we got we're working on our 5th line. You get the line on the far outside, the 2nd one, 3rd one, 4th one. Here's the 5th one, and these lines hold about 150 bales in each line. So as of yesterday, we had baled 603 bales, and we only actually ran 7 days, but it was over like a 33-day time period, which is ridiculous. And then now we got a what I say, 86, so 689 bales so far this season. We did bale 11 bales dry at that first field just to use for plugs, so it's not counting those. Anyway, so we still have, gotta release my pressure off my auxiliaries. Just gotta shut the motor off, the gas off, key off. Oh, this is pretty tight. Get to my light switch. I ripped my pants off. missed the handle. Yeah, things can get kind of dangerous when you're, you know, you've been out here long hours and you get tired. Like I just missed the handle there. Last year during hay season, I had pulled over to the commodity barn and parked it and left my phone in here. So when I got back to my truck and I realized, oh, I left the phone in the loader. When I pulled up to the loader, got out, reached, you know, just opened the door, standing on the steps, grabbed my phone, and then I don't know really what happened. I just it's almost like I just went brain dead for a second and stepped down, but I completely missed a step and ended up just falling onto the concrete on my back from the top step of the wheel loader here, which is probably 5 foot, you know, 5 foot tall to where my feet would have been. So that kind of hurt. I slammed my elbow into the concrete, but yeah. When you start working a lot of hours, you gotta just keep focused on what you're doing. So we're just gonna run up here and put the bucket on, and like I was saying, so that's 689 bales so far this season. Still, you know, hopefully if everything works out right, you know, weather and everything, we're looking to bale about 4,000 bales of balage and about 2,000 bales dry. That would give us enough for a year and a little extra to get into next hay season. So we did that not last year but the year before, and then last year we only baled about 40% of what we're normally used to because of the drought. So we kind of need that 6,000 bale mark to get back ahead, and then you know, build up a surplus, because you never know when the next drought's going to happen. So so tomorrow is going to be getting the other half of that field done. It looks like it's going to be close to somewhere between 150 to 180 bales is what it's looking like. And then after that, we still have a 40-acre field and a 60-acre field to do. They're just down the road from the dairy. They're not that far. And so put my bucket on. So we still got those two fields to do, and then we will be done for about 2 or 3 weeks until the Tipton 85 here at the dairy. There will be about 80 acres of Tipton to do once, you know, 2 or 3 weeks. But so if everything works out right, like we're hoping, this first cutting we should be able to get about 1,000 bales, or at least really close to it. Like I said, this video is going to be kind of rough because I'm not going to edit a whole lot. I just need to go home and shower, or I told my wife to put dinner on the table so I can go in and eat, and then get in the shower and get to bed so I can, get done, get up early in the morning, and probably end up being another late night. So I don't want to spend too much time editing a video and losing sleep. So but that's where we are right now. We're at 689 bales. The 125-acre field made 371 bales, and so far about half, maybe not quite half, of the 60-acre field made 87 bales, or 86, and we'll get the other half of it done tomorrow. One problem is, so tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday they're saying 70% chance of rain. I haven't really heard how much rain they're talking, if it's just going to be one of them things where it comes in and you get a half inch, or if it's going to be an all day rain for 2 or 3 days type deal. But all I know right now is Wednesday they're saying 70%. At least that's what they were saying at lunch today. So tomorrow it could be where we get the rest of that 60-acre field done, and then we move over to the 40-acre field because it'd be next in line. And then I just don't know if we'll have enough time to get it done before it rains. So we'll just have to see, and hopefully it's nothing too much. You know, we can take a light sprinkle, but we can't take much more than that. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.